Hi crafters, Amy here, and I have a simple birthday card idea to share. I'm going to be using these super bright Electropop inks. These are from Rena Kay, Gina Kay's daughter. I have this new to me stamp set from Colorado Craft Company, and I have some card bases that are A2 size and 110-pound cardstock. And I'm just going to do some simple stamping here basically for this card. And I will link all the products that are available in the video description box below. If you expand and scroll down, you'll find those details there. But I have the card base loaded in my Mini Misty, and I have this dark, rich pigment ink. And I'm just going to stamp the outline of this cute little cupcake to start. And I kind of have a rough idea of the look I want to achieve, but I'm really just winging it. This is my first time playing with this stamp set, and I just thought it was so cute, and I thought it would pair really well with some bright in-your-face colors. So after the outline, I'm just coming in with that filler piece for the top part of the cupcake and lining that up as best as I can. You want to make sure your card base or your panel is really nestled in the corner if you're using the Misty in this case, just to make sure that it all lines back up exactly like it did the first time. And this just took one pass with the ink. It was so rich and saturated. So now this ink will likely stain your stamps right away. So don't be surprised there. But if your stamps stain, then it's likely an indication that you have, good quality photopolymer stamps. So it won't affect the outcome of your stamp at all. It'll just show that it's been loved, right? So I'm using this additional layer. This is little hearts, and I'm using the potent purple to kind of come in. It's pretty subtle, but you can see it definitely in person, and it puts these cute little hearts as an additional design layer on that frosting. And then I'm going to use the bottom of the cupcake, whatever this little paper, can't think of what these are called. Things you put in your pan before you make the cupcakes. Yeah, those things. Anyway, that's what I'm stamping here. And I decided to do a green color with this because I thought it would just really stand out against the pink. So, not really very realistic colors per se, but still fun nonetheless. And then I decided to kind of blend in a little bit of blue from the bottom just to give it a little bit of an ombre effect and a little bit of interest. And I dab off the edge with some paper towel so that it's not kind of like a rough edge. Here I have some removable sticker paper. You can see I have that huge box that's going to last me forever. But I'm going to use this to stamp out the outline of the cupcake to make a mask for the next part of the stamping. So I just fussy cut that out, and I'm going to lay that down on top of the stamped cupcake. And again, this is just removable sticker paper. I don't even know how many sheets you get, but I got it from Amazon, and I'll link that below the video as well if you want to check that out. But I'm pretty sure that box is going to last me forever. And I decided I want to stamp this cute little strip of hearts. It's hearts, but it looks almost like a leopard print. So it's kind of fun figuring out the placement because it doesn't go all the way across the 4 1/4 inches. So I'm just kind of shifting it. Shifting the card base over in my Misty just to kind of change the composition a little bit and let it kind of run over the edge on the one side. So I just load that up in the Misty, and again I'm going to use some of these super bright colors. I'm doing it's like a really fluorescent yellow. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I just stamp that down over it, and then again decide that I want to add a little bit of interest, and I come in with the blue on the bottom just to kind of give a nice little variance in color here. But when I do the blue, I realize it ends up just immediately turning it green. There's no there's no sign of blue there. So just gonna stamp that. Again, I used a little paper towel just to kind of blend it off so it's not like a sharp line. But I'm just gonna kind of push that down a couple times and get as good of coverage as I can for the little background. I come in again with the yellow because I realized I didn't push quite hard enough on the sides of the little cupcake, and it didn't it didn't have the greatest impression right next to the cupcake, I think just because of the extra height of the masking. But I remove that, and voila, you have this beautiful bright image, and it's been, contained under that masking paper and protected so you didn't stamp on it. And then here I just have some little simple strips from Tailored Expressions. These are one stamp, one die, and then you can also buy these additional little storage boxes to hold all your little sentiments so they're ready to go. But I'm, dropping them all over the place and making a mess. So I gotta sort that back out. But I picked one for the outside and one for the inside. I'm debating on using that green, but it doesn't match perfectly, so I just stick with the black. And then I have these little thin foam strips that I also got from Amazon. I think you get like 500 or something for around 10 bucks, so good deal. But these are very similar to the Doris foam strips. They're just a little bit lower profile. They don't stand up off the card quite as much, which I like. So I'm just going to use that to add a little tiny bit of dimension off the front of the card. Otherwise, it is completely flat. I did the stamping directly on the card base, so nice and flat for shipping. And then I'm just using some tape runner to attach this sentiment on the inside of the card, and that's about it. Just making sure that's straight. It's a little hard to do when you're leaning over the camera, but just using my bone folder. Oh, I decided that, yeah, I wanted to use the little heart. There's a little stem on it as well, so I'm assuming that they want that heart to look like a little cherry for on top of your cupcake, but I know it's, not realistic looking with being in black, but I wanted to tie in a little bit more black from the sentiment. So I came back in and stamped that a couple times just to add a little something extra to the design. And I added some blingage with some liquid glue. Those are just some pretty iridescent sequins. And that finishes my card. So very clean and simple, not much to it, but the bright color really adds something to it. So I'm having fun with these Electro Pop inks. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. There's some more videos here below if you want to check them out. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.